Babies. Erasing. No, can't say that. Where's my music? Hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the stream. My name is Stan. It's not Stan. My name is Override, and today we're playing Space Engineers. This is a surprise one. It's a surprise stream, because we are going to be committing to creating a capital ship. Capital ship is something that is humongous, and I'm not in space. And I need to be in space because making a capital ship on the ground is just asking for trouble. Ooh. Bad cough. But yes, we're making a capital ship today. We're playing with mods though. So keep in mind that in order to be able to do some of the hello engine. Oh, hello Goodbot. In order to do some of the things that we're going to be doing, you're going to need the same mods that I have. When I place a modded component down, I will tell you guys what that mod is, so if you would like to get it, you can. I decided to do this as a stream instead of a video because while a lot of it is indeed filler, I find that shipbuilding is still quite enjoyable to watch. So I'm going to be teaching you guys a lot of the things that involve a ship. Teaching you guys how to make a capital ship. I have quite a few here that I've built before. This here is an old ship that I made. It's an old ship that I made. It is my current capital ship. It's called the Uss Skyfall. Me and my dear friend Kane the Conqueror both worked on this ship together in order to make it good for piloting on, well, not just space. So I'm gonna yoink that there. You can see what happened. We didn't really retrofit it too good, I don't think. So we'll see what happens when the rockets kick in. Is it gonna fall? It's not falling! Kane, we built something that works! Holy shit! Okay, well this is the USS Skyfall. It is my current love. My current ship. It's got some massive honkers on the back, on the side, on the front, on the top and the bottom. And we'll go inside. So this thing, yes, it can land. So it can land, and it has a nifty little ladder for you to go into the airlock. Now, airlocks are funny. They have to actually, you know, have a job. It is to lock air inside the ship. It means they must act as both a vacuum and as a filled up air room. So every airlock that I built on this ship, I built this ship as if it was for survival mode, not for creative. That means resources like battery, like hydrogen, like uranium, like oxygen will all be used up if you don't do it properly. So that shows whether the room is working or not. It says offline, meaning it is working as a vacuum chamber. Everything is automated in the ship, and I'm quite proud of that. So let's walk in. This sensor closes the door for you automatically. You then hit 1, which lights up the room, fills the room with air, and now it's not possible to open this door anymore. You don't want air escaping. And if you press 4, you would void the room of air. That vent there sucks up all the air in the room, and this door is now openable. And if you, for example, leave the door open and hit that button, you're screwed. So make sure the door is closed. Or, you know, don't mess with the sensors. Just trust in the sensor. You press the button, you walk in, you press the button, you walk out. Simple. So, now we're in the main commissary. Everything I try and build in Spack and Gniers is organized. Oh, sorry, just taking a swig of that beautiful cream soda goodness. Ugh. Everything I try and do in Space Engineers is organized. I've got this, it says mess hall. It's tiny, but it's the mess hall. It's got kitchen, it's got couches, it's got botanicals, it's got a massive window. It's got tables. It's very sexy. Over here, we have the restrooms. You want to take a dump and you don't want anyone to see, you sit down on that bastard, you close the goddamn door, you press this button, wait, you press that button to close the door, you press K, you turn that block off, and now no one can open or close the door. But that also means no one can hear you scream. In space. So you want to make sure to lock the door behind you when you try to take a space shit. Next up is my room, which is the captain's hall. Here it is. It's beautiful. Also, sensors close the door. Very good. This button's over here. I got myself a panel of buttons that open and close a bunch of things. I got a hologram table. Got myself a bed, some armory stuff, a badass desk, and these buttons over here do things. What does this do? Captain Pro. The projector. This opens the projector. So this is a projector. I put a light up there to make it look a bit more real. But this is a projector for the USS Affiliate, my first capital ship that I built. You press that again, closes the projector, turns it off. What's this? This is yellow alert. For those of you not in the know, yellow alert is like, hey, something might be happening. You just press it again to turn it off. Yellow alert off. Next one is lockdown. It'll lock down this room, closing this door. Like so. It'll also lock the front door so that it's unable to be opened, and it'll lock this room. This room is now completely closed off to the ship. If it's cut in specific areas, like this room can be detached. That's how I built this room. And the next one I have is red alert. Red alert. Very good. So, the next room over that is the machine room. So this is where all your, production goes, and there's also a ladder into the Jeffries tube, the crawl space between the outer hull and the secondary hull. This is where you can access a bunch of the systems. This is an O2 generator to generate oxygen out of ice, and that's just available as such. Next room I've got here is the Armory. The Armory is locked unless there is a red alert. I'm going to unlock it for you guys just to show you. The Armory is completely locked unless there is a red alert. This room is completely filled with guns, with armaments, with all those fun little hoodoogies. And then off again. We got the empty room here. This is just a big ass room filled with empty, where soldiers can do their shit. And then we've got the side hangars. We'll go there last. Actually, no, we'll go to a side hangar first. So the side hangars, because they are attached by the airlock room, because they're like actually attached by the airlock, I've had to put a airlock in the middle of the rooms. So this is where you can drop your ships in, any like small ships. I've got warp drives in the back of each of these nacelles. You press this button. Doors open, lights spinny. This is how you get any kind of small ships in and out of the area. Hit the button again. And I timed it. You have to put a timer block. I timed it so that way this light and sound stop spinning when the door's shut. I had to time it. That's how in-depth I went on this ship. I'm very proud of my, of Skyfall. So both of those are identical, and now we move on to the bridge. So the bridge has the medical room. It has a staircase that leads down, we'll go there in a sec. And we have the main bridge. If you want to isolate the bridge, you can as well from the main cockpit up here. So you can pilot the ship. Red alert.
Enemy detected.
And it'll show you what's going on. Red alert on the screen there. So you hit the red alert button.
Warning, enemy detected.
Turns it off. Then you got another room here. Yellow alert. Yellow alert pops up the screen. No sirens, just yellow flashing lights to let people know you're in yellow alert. And lastly, we have the lockdown button. This will close every hangar, every door, and lock them. For some reason it's not closing those. This might be the old version of this ship. Yes, that's how that works. And you can fly the ship as you would normally, you know. Zoom, 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 zoom. Very cool. So, we are going to go into space. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be very cool. And we're going to build a capital ship. So, a lot of the mods I do have, for example, large antennas, flat thrusters, oxygen generators, oxygen tanks. I've also got molecular shielding. This is a force field kind of doohickey that I bought. It allows for items to go through when they're open. I don't know how to turn it off, but we're going to be using a bunch of these mods to build a capital ship. But in order to get to space, we need a shuttle craft. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to build a shuttlecraft for the sole purpose of getting into space. We're not going to use the ship I've got here. Launcher conveyor, that's cool. We're not going to be using this ship that I have because I don't want to use it. Magnetic plates, ooh, that's cool. So press 8, make it small. So you want to use a small one. And you want to, because of how 3D items work, you kind of want to get close to the ground and press it. That way it crashes into the ground. Otherwise, you're going to get with a large grid, and that's not going to be fun at all. Next, it's fairly simple. You want to build yourself a base. I typically go with a 5x5. So, starting at the middle, you go 5 back, 5 front, and then 2 out on either side. That allows for a nice distribution, a nice plate size, allows you to mess with stuff as needed. Hold on. So, I place those manually, but there is a shortcut that you can try that does allow you to place stuff faster. So, when you've got a block open, if you hold Control and then hold left mouse button, you can place items in a lateral location. Up, down, forward, back, left, and right. If you hold Shift along with that, you can place things in a more three-dimensional location. That is to fill the entire space. Otherwise, you're just placing one block. Another thing, you press P, you bring up your color schemes. I've got myself a nice red color that I do like. It is a full red with high saturation and low volume. Like a nice dark red color that I do enjoy. I also think I do that one. Is that the neon color wall? Yeah. This is a skin, part of the DLC packs that are available. That's what happens when you put a skin. That's what it looks like. But we are not going to use that skin. Instead, we're going to use the neon colorable surface. Another very cool addition to the skin biology of the game. From now on, we're going to be using that. So, because you're making a shuttle and not a ship, you do have two choices of oxygen production. You can make an actual cockpit, or you could go full ham and make a large-styled shuttle that you can walk in. And I think that's what we're going to try to do today. So you want to extend it about 3 more to the left and right. Extend it 3 more to the left and right. That is 3, right? Yeah. And then you want to extend it another 5 to the front. One. It's just a bit annoying to get the geometry to work sometimes. 3. So 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have a very large base structure. Another thing to note is you want to make sure that your landing gear here, your primary landing gear that you place down so you can build the ship, is locked. You want to make sure it's attached to a metal surface. If it's not, it'll fall over. So, now that we have that, we can try with a chair. So a chair. No, flight seat. Add a flight seat. Can I add a flight seat? No, you can't add a flight seat. Ah, I thought you could. Oh well, so we're gonna have to scrap the, we're going to scrap that build then. So get rid of your front bit and get rid of one side on each. Like so. That way you're left with still a hefty base. So, because we're going into space, we need a mixture of hydrogen and ion. Or just hydrogen. Or just ion and no atmospheric at all. Atmospheric thrusters are great for in-atmosphere flight. Not so great for out-atmospheric. Huh, interesting. So, you want to place your cockpit somewhere. Possibly in the center. Or the center back, like that. But you definitely want it in the center. I'm going to place it like so. And we're going to build on that design. So, in order for a ship to work, you need a gyroscope. And you need that gyroscope to be on the floor. If you put it on the wall, you can put it on the wall. That's fine. It's going to mess with your controls. You need your first gyroscope to be on the wall. Any kind of rotation is fine, I think. But I typically put it on the floor with that big dot facing back. That's what I do. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's wrong. That's what I do, and it's always worked for me. Now, once you've put your first gyroscope on the ground, any other gyroscopes can be put anywhere else. The first gyroscope placed tells the ship what is left, right, up, down, forward, and back. Every other gyroscope is a simple slave to the original gyroscope placed down. So, I could now, because that first gyroscope told the cockpit what is what, I could put one on the side of the ship here, and it will be fine. I mean, it doesn't look good, and it takes up weird space, but it'll be fine. So, you need a gyroscope. Ooh, You need, what's it called? Gyroscope, you need an oxygen generator, so O2 generator. Because you're going into space, you need to be able to breathe. The cockpit does not supply breathing, so you need an oxygen generator. Something I found quite useful, especially when it comes to oxygen, there are 2 ports on the back of this ship here. 2 of them. They are both input-output, and they are both designed for oxygen and item storage. So what you would do, and this is something, again, this is something I found pretty cool. You grab your oxygen generator and you line it up like so. You then go into your items, grab a conveyor junction block, this one here. And then the conveyor junction block is the one that allows you to scroll through the different ones. So you grab the conveyor junction block, hit it again, turn it into small mode. Not small mode? Wait, is there a... Did they change it? They did. Okay, you grab the small conveyor junction block, and then you grab the conveyor tube, and you just put one there into that. So, this will now supply your cockpit with oxygen so long as 2 prerequisites are met. 1, there is ice in the generator. You can't make oxygen for nothing. And 2, that the conveyor is intact and powered. So long as both things are done, you're in the money. Next, another thing that I like to do, and this does screw some people over in different ways. A bit of a yes, a bit of a no kind of thing. I do it because I use it as a shuttle, and that's fine enough for me. What you want to do is grab an air vent. This is going to be very weird. Why would you put an air vent on a shuttle going into space? Quite simple. The air vent has a input-output vent on the back of it. You want to attach it, in whatever orientation you like, to the other vent. Then get in the cockpit, go into the programming, and set the air vent to depressurize on. Depressurize, what depressurize does, when an air vent, actually, you know what, I'll show you. This room, when this room is being exposed to the space, it needs to be depressurized so we don't waste oxygen. So, as you can see, it's currently in depressurization mode. This air vent is sucking up all the air from this room and putting it in the oxygen tanks. What happens when you put an air vent attached to like this and set it to depressurize is it'll suck oxygen from the atmosphere and store it in the cockpit. Thereby, you're not using this as much. And because depressurized is designed to work in outer space, it's not ruining any kind of efficiency. It's actually adding more oxygen efficiency. You might be losing power efficiency because you now have an item that's doing nothing in space, but you can turn it off. But you're making your oxygen efficiency that much better. Now, the next thing we have to do, we've got oxygen, we've got flight geometry. Next is power. There are many power things, you know, that you can do. We're going to be using one of the mods. Generator. No. Reactor. There we go. Small reactors are your typical Best Buy. You need a few of these. And as you can see, they also have 2 input-output. They don't have 2 input-outputs. Huh. They used to. These things used to have 2 input-outputs. One on the front, one on the top. So what you want to do is, you want to get your nuclear reactor. Actually, is there a... No? Okay. Reactor. Alright, that's fine. Grab your reactor, aim it up. And then put them where you want. It doesn't particularly matter. So long as the space above the reactor is empty, you're fine. I'm going to put 4. Like so. 4 of them. Next, you want to go grab your conveyor junction again. You need the small one. Where's the small one? There it is. Conveyor junction. And put the actual junction, this block, on top of all 4. Like that. Next, you just leave it like that, okay? So, in survival mode, reactors need to be powered with uranium. They don't just turn the ship on like they're doing in creative mode here. So, make sure you have a way to refill the reactors in a very quick manner. Now, what I've done is I've put the conveyor blocks on top of the reactors like that. You can put them on the side, you can put underneath. It doesn't matter in the slightest. Personally, I like putting them on top. Functionally, because I know what I'm going to do next, it might have been better to put them on the bottom. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So next, you need a storage container. So a small cargo container. Like so. And you want to put it like... Wait. They've changed a lot of stuff. Cargo. Okay, yes. So there's this small cargo container with 2 inputs and two input-output vents. I'm gonna put it right there. Put one right there. And then you grab your conveyor. And you want to connect the containers to the other conveyor system. Like so. Next, you want to grab your conveyor again. Bust out that block here. It's going to update, so just wait. That block and that block, like that. Then do that. Do that. This one is a straight pipe, so straight pipe it like that, like that. It's a curved pipe, doesn't it? Like that, and like that. So that now connects the storage inside the cockpit to the storage over here. Why did we put a storage container here? Because you need one. Now, the next thing we've got to do is actually attach a full storage system. That's a lot simple. That's very, very simple. Just grab your storage containers and attach them like that. And that's basically it. They're all connected to the same network, so if you access one, you can access the entire system. So, very, very simple. At this point, you would also want to attach the other vent for your oxygen generator to one of the conveyors. So now, what's going on here is the storage system in the ship is connected to the cockpit, the oxygen, the uranium, and your general storage. That means if you put ice in your storage, it will automatically feed itself into the oxygen generator. If you put uranium in your storage, it will automatically feed itself into the your reactors. It's all self-done, all self-completing. And that's what you want. So, oxygen, that's done. Next is a battery. You need a battery. Why do you need a battery? Simples! I want to turn my ship off. Give me a quick second. Actually, no, I shouldn't. So, why would you need a battery? Because sometimes uranium doesn't last very long, depending on how fast you're thrusting. So, you need a battery. I am going to be using the azimuth battery from the azimuth weapons mod. Is it the azimuth weapons mod? But you could use a normal battery, and what this will do is this will fill up with excess storage, excess power that is not being used. means if your reactors run out, you don't run out of power. Now, another thing people can do, if they want, is to grab a solar panel and put it on top of their ship, like this. It looks ugly as hell. And it makes it very difficult to maneuver the shuttle. But it does its job. It makes sure the battery is always being charged. I'm not doing that today, because we're not making a survival mode shuttle. But what are we doing now? Now is thrusters. Because, you know, you need to be able to thrust, move forward, go up, down, left, right, circle, square, square. How are we going to do that? There are many thrusters you can do. I will be using ion thrusters, I believe, because I don't really have much room for a hydrogen tank, and I don't want to make this ship overtly large. So ion thrusters. We're using these sci-fi branded ion thrusters because they're sci-fi. You can do it in many ways, depending on what kind of configuration you're looking for, what kind of efficiency. You have many options. Sometimes, like if you want, you can put them like this, just hanging off the side. If what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust a hole to there, and I'm going to put the ion thrusters aiming downwards in through the gap. Now, that is thrusterizing, so it's going to be causing some damage. So I'm going to turn the ship off at this point. The entire ship's turned off. I don't want to be, you know, accidentally causing a fire. 9. Make sure they're aiming, again, make sure they're aiming down. If they're not aiming down, you're going to have problems. So I'm going to put 2 there, and I'm going to put 2 on the other side. Yoinkus boinkus. Wait for the block updates. And shloinkus moinkus. Like so. Thruster in the hole. Wait for block update. Now, why is there block updates happening all the time? Because I've got a lot of mods and I'm using the entire processing power of my computer to run this game. So, yeah. So, we now have upward thrust. Yay! Beautiful. Next, I would think, is forward thrust. You need forward thrust to move, so I'm going to do 5 forward-facing thrusters. 5 backwards-facing thrusters, which makes forward motion. Like so. Next is back. If you're moving forward and you want to stop, you need to be able to move back. I'm going to do 4 of those. 2 there, and 2 here. Oh wait, I got the... don't worry, I can work that. There, there. There, and there. If this happens, very simple, just work around it. So we'll fix this. You can tell I didn't plan any of this. Yeah, it's very simple to fix, just make another route. Or just remove it altogether. That is also another option. Actually, yeah, considering this is attached to that, it's already connected via thing, so don't worry about it. So, we've got forward, we've got back, and we've got up. Let's add some downs. Some down thrusters. Same deal. I'm going to do that there, and that there. So we've got 4 up. Hey! How you doing, Jack? You have the downs. Haha, funny. How you doing? You talking to me specific? No, I'm doing a tutorial on how to make a shuttle. So yes, you need 4. I'm gonna put 4 going down. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 going up. So you're gonna have a bit of a thruster issue. So maybe 6. Do 6. Oops, that's the wrong way. Whee! Ah, wait, I have to make it symmetrical, mate. Freaking PTSD. Not PTSD, the other thing. OCD. There we go. 6 going down. Thrusters. Damn, thought this was a capital ship. Yeah, we're getting to space. So, I'm going to be doing a capital ship once we get into space. But I thought, might as well make a tutorial on how to make a shuttle to get to space to make a capital ship. I've also got a lot of mods. I've got shield mods and transporter mods and all that fun stuff. Okay, so now we're missing left and right. Maneuverability thrusters. I'm gonna add 3. Like that. And like that. So now we've got forward, back, up, down, left and right. Those are your thrusters. Happy days. Now, as you can see, the ship is very bare bones. But it should be good for flight. So, I'm gonna try... Okay, so it's a bit heavy. It appears to be a chunky boy. That just means we've got to add more upward-facing thrusters, really. Very easy to do. I'm now just remembering why I stopped using ion thrusters in my builds. Ion thrusters have horrible planetary thrust. Don't worry. You know what? I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do the evil atmospheric thrusters. I hate these things. They're gross. So gross. Oh! There we go! Okay. We're up. Very good. Thanks to the power of atmospheric thrusters, which are, you know, good in the atmosphere, managed to get up. At this point, you want to add more landing gear. Because, you know, now you can. I'm going to add quite a few. Add 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there. We've got 5 landing gear. I'm going to open the pod bay doors, Hal. Yeah, we got ourselves a little working little thruster boy here. Oh no. He is a heavy boy. Can anybody hear me? Or am I talking to myself? My mind is running empty. In their search for someone else. Don't look right through me. Okay. Atmospheric thrusters are very powerful in the atmosphere. Ion thrusters are good for the space. And hydrogen thrusters are the best. as we've clearly seen. Now, we just need to get up into space. I've got my capital ship that I've already built here. Not going to use it. Instead, we're going to attach heavy weaponry to this ship. Rocket launcher. I'm going to attach heavy weaponry to this ship to show the power... To show you the power of flex tape! We're going to attach just rocket launchers. Aim and, oh, wait. Lock weapons. And I'm just going to open fire. Yeah, I'm going to show you the power of good ship design. Because it doesn't really matter what kind of ship you're building, so long as it can, you know... So long as it can move, so long as it can fly, and so long as it has the ability to continue moving when part of it has been sheared off, you're in the money. I'm going to try and... Come on. No, 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 not that way. Not that way. Not that way. Not that way! We're going the wrong way! Okay, I need to add more atmospheric thrusters to this thing, clearly. See, good ship design... You know, I'm gonna just... Good ship design has allowed me to build something so that way whenever something starts exploding on my ship, the alarms come on and they continuously start spewing out, warning, enemy ship detected, and, you know, good things happen. So, that's the power of flex tape. And now we are going to shear off one of these arms that I've got here. Another person. You can join if you want. We're doing tutorials though. Move! Move! That way! Just gonna get to the left. Oh, there we go. So, I'm gonna shear off one of the arms on my, one of the nacelles from my ship, and we're gonna see whether or not it's still able to fly, missing like 1/3 of its thrusters. I built my capital ship using heavy armor. Oh, we're drifting! It's drifting! I have indeed cut off the, I cut off the, what's it called? The fuel lines. So the ship is drifting, and the reason why it's drifting is because it no longer has the leftward facing thrusters, meaning it can no longer stabilize itself in a leftward motion. In order to fix that, you would need to add atmospheric thrusters, especially considering it's in the atmosphere. So let's do that. Let's add a bunch of atmospheric thrusters to this capital ship in an effort to keep it alive, shall we? So that guy, he's chugging. He's chugga-fricka-luggin'. Now, using the power of flex tape, we're gonna add a bunch more. Come on, come on, come on, come on! I myself have to continue moving. So, explosions are happening and things aren't good, but as you can see, the ship is relatively stable. Kinda. Because of great shipbuilding.
Warning, enemy detected.
It will, however, eventually crash into this mountain.
Warning, enemy detected.
And I think that is what's going to stabilize it. Yeah, the mountain itself is now integral to the ship's stabilization. But as you can see, it's still flying under its own
Enemy detected.
power. Repairs for this, a good, well-made capital ship is easy to also repair. If you do a conveyor system... Right? If you have a conveyor system that powers everything, a good, well-made capital ship is easy to repair. Because all you would need to do, really, is grab a bunch of conveyor blocks and reconnect it to the main ship, like that. Multiple points of failure ensure that the ship just is easy to reconnect to the main system. Obviously, it's not as good as having like 12 different conveyors. Like, for example, this one here is the only thing powering this part of the ship. But yeah, good, well-made capital ships are easy to repair using the power of flex tape. Now, we're going to leave this ship here. And as you can see, it has automatically activated... the red alert system. So we're going to go into the bridge and shut that off. Go into the bridge, shut off red alert. Very good. It was getting a bit headachy. Ha 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 ha. So we're going to add the transporter system that I installed. I added Star Trek beaming technology. Transporter pad. Very fancy, very schmancy, very hoobaloo. I'm gonna add a transporter. So, I don't know what this does. Don't know how I use it, but... it's a transporter. Mars, Moon, Titan. Oh! Transport to... don't want to transport to a random planet. That would be horrible. Let's see if transport between transporters is available. Profile name... Moogle. Transporter pad. Transporter room. Phallus. Spelt wrong, obviously. So we want to transport to... a GPS. Hide that. Transporter pad. Okay, I don't think there's on-site transportation, site to site. Doesn't matter. So, as you can see, a well-made capital ship is easy to repair and stronger than anything alive. Okay, because I would not have survived if it wasn't for the power of Oogle Doogle. All of this is my machine room as well. It exists. Every one of these is a conveyor block junction, so that way it can connect to the hydrogen engine. Hydrogen, I've got a bunch of reactors here. and hydrogen is made in the walls. I've also got actual hydrogen engines. Those things turn hydrogen into electronic power. This is the another reactor farm that I built here. This ship is also warp capable. I've got this thing. I can't remember what that does. I also know that this closes, which is cool, but again, can't remember what it does. Anyway, we're going to build a capital ship. Let's bust open a window. You know, I kind of do want to shear the... Ow! I kind of do want to shear the wing off my gull here. But we're going to go into space. So the best way to do that would be to find the upward-facing thrusters and just set them to override. Just make them go all the way up. Anyway, I'll be right back. There's not much to do except marvel at space. The finalist of frontiers. It does take a hot minute to get up, but I have a speed override mod, which lets me go up to 500 meters a second, which is significantly better than the 100 meters a second normally that this game would have. Now, eventually, the atmospheric thrusters are going to cut out because we're no longer in the atmosphere. And the ion thrusters are really going to show their power. There is the sun. But, I don't know how the rockets work in the vacuum of space, but they do. Oh, we have a radio signal. So, if I remember correctly, the atmosphere ends at 40,000 meters. Also means we can shut off these, because inertia will let us go up. I turn off the inertia dampeners instead. Gravity will slow us down. And then... Ah, we're in space. Very good. Now we can flip this baby upside down. Actually, no, we shouldn't. Just gotta wait. Now it's just a waiting game. Gotta wait for the ship to slow down. It is a hefty ship. It weighs 23 tons, this thing. But without the speed mod, it would have taken so much longer to get up to space. It is now literally just the waiting game. We need to wait until the ship slows down. However, I will say, we are sufficiently away from the atmosphere that we can build most things without any kind of worry. There is that pirate over there that might worry me. Okay, we stop moving. Okay, we have stopped moving successfully. Gonna put my freaking helmet on, otherwise I'll suffocate. But we are now in space. Very fun, very cool. So, I'll need to set some stuff up first. Now, in space, you have a finer degree of control over everything that you do. So, be very careful with what you do. I'm going to try this out. I've got a teleporter here. Battery. Power the thing. I need anti-grav. Field width only needs to be about 5 meters. Field depth, again, not very much. Acceleration, it's 9.1 meters a second. That's Earth's gravity, right? 9.1 meters a second? 9.8. I can't remember. Okay, so I've got this. I'm gonna see if it works. Hide that. Hide planets. We're gonna add an antenna. Antenor. Because you need an antenna, otherwise you can't broadcast. So, antenna. Aim it directly at the planet, not for any reason. It's not a beaming antenna, so... Transfer to... me. Where is me? No share. Okay, let's have a look at what action am I in. Create the TBM. The so. Okay, very good. So now I can transfer this to the memento. How do? That's fine, whatever. Okay. How? Transport to planet player. From? Who? Saved targets. How do you save a target? I never learnt this mod. I don't know how it works. I think I've got to go back down to space. Oh. Actually... I can just spawn in another ship. Very easy, very simple to do. Transporter. Let's go, gamers. Let's go, gamers. I'm gonna put this back out. Right there. Right there, mate. Right there. We're going to call it... 5 planets. Ah! Transporter pad. It worked! Transport to... Transporter pad. It works! Holy shit! Okay, very cool. Anyway, so we're building a capital ship. How do we start? Well, you need a base. There are multiple ways of building a capital ship. One way is build it room by room and then form an armor casing around it. I prefer to go with the house building technique. So you need a fair amount of space. You just place a block. And that's going to be your base. From there, you build whatever you want, really. So let's build an attack shuttle, shall we? You want to go, you know, it's a capital ship. You want it to be large. You want it to be chunky. You want it to be exorbitant. So go exorbitant. Like, seriously, go for it. It's not gonna kill you. Unless, of course, you've got a bad computer, in which case you want to make sure size is restricted. Yeah, really, it's up to your heart, really. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It's huge. Stand next to it. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. It's a capital ship. It doesn't have much in the way of highly offensive weapons, but it works for what it has. I do believe I have Kane the Conqueror's ship. Believe. Ah, yeah, the HMAS Vulcan. So, me and Kane the Conqueror, we made this. It was his first ship, and it's wide quite well, but I made sure it was in the shape of a penis. Because... and the entrance is in the butthole. To get inside the ship, it's the butthole. So, it also has... It doesn't have a highly technological... thing. Highly technological airlock like mine does, but it works. You know, it's got its rooms. It's got stuff. Got things also. Got a central room. A way into engineering. You know, everything is stored in the tip and just the tip. Got these beautiful hangar doors as bulkheads. Speaking of, curious now. Molecular folds. I need to be too high. Bulkhead to bridge. Transfer owner to me. That's fine. That's good. Closed. Open. I can change the color. Ooh. Ooh. And then closed, and then deactivated. Missive intensity. I'm gonna turn it blue, like Star Trek. It's Star Trek blue. There you go. Walk through that. That's cool. That's really cool. And then, buttons. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, but I'm really happy. Did I make the group? Bulk. I didn't make the group. Okay. Molecular force fields. Bulk. Head to bridge. Save. Back. Buttons. Groups. Bulkhead to bridge. Open closed. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Anyway, so he's got a very pointy tip on his bulkhead. His ship is also equipped with rudimentary shields. As you can see, if I walk, I tip sideways. That is on purpose. Using physics, you can develop shields for your ship. What's it called? They are gravity generators. Can be used to deflect anything with mass. That's how they work. So what I did for Kane's ship, and what I might do for this new ship, this new capital ship, I created gravity shields, gravity wells. So artificial mass block. And I'm going to show you guys how to build an artificial mass ram. So this should be deflected if I do it correctly. So you want that kind of thing there. A gravity generator on the back. Artificial mass on the front. And then a warhead on top of the artificial mass, like that. You need to set this to armed, and then you want what's it called? You need power, so reactor. You want the reactor to be you want the reactor to be something like that. Gravity again. Now, once you attach the gravity generator, shit's gonna go flying, so make sure you turn off the power. Then attach gravity. Oh my god, I did it again. 8. Not right click. 9. Okay. This is a typical gravity ram. It uses only the bare minimalist of power requirements. The reactor can be substituted for a, what's it called? The reactor can be substituted for a battery with solar panels. And in wartime kind of thing, like in a PvP server with epic space fights, you could use one of these that's attached to your ship via a landing gear. So you put landing gear on the top like that. You'd have these babies just attached to your ship via landing gear. Or you can use merge blocks. Merge blocks are very, very fun to use. They turn multiple ships into one when these things are powered. So you attach a merge block there, and then you'd have a line of these underneath your ship. You can arm the warhead from your cockpit, and then you might have, for example, an ion thruster that only has a tiny bit of fuel in it. Sorry, like a hydrogen thruster with only an itty bitty tiny bit of fuel in it. So that way it gets away from your ship's gravitational pull. Set up a timer block so that way the gravity generator turns on after, say, 5 seconds, and then the gravity ram would ram into the enemy ship, causing damage. The way to avoid this was by using something called a gravity shield. Whenever something with mass, whether it's you, whether it is something with artificial mass attached to it, or whether it is debris like pieces of rock or refuse that you don't use, come in contact with you, get close to your ship, they are aided by gravity. So gravity affects them. And what you would do is you would have a bunch of gravity generators on the inside hull of your ship, with all of them pushing outwards, pushing away from your ship. So if you yourself, the player, got too close to the wall, you'd be screwed, you'd be thrown out of the ship. But everywhere in the middle would be fine, and everywhere on a 50-meter radius on the outside of the ship would be thrown away. So we're going to try that now. If I built the gravity shield correctly, I've aimed this, so it's gonna miss the ship, it'll go slightly over the top. If I built the gravity shield correctly, this thing should veer. It should, veer off to the side, or it should go straight down into the ship. Gravity should affect it. So we'll see what happens. Let's turn this baby on and see what happens. There you go. So what happened there was the gravity generator, the gravity shield hit the ship, resulting in the ram being flipped, which resulted in the reactor and the gravity generator itself missing the ship completely. Now this is what happens if you aim it directly at an enemy ship. So I'm gonna fire another gravity ram directly at Mr. Kane the Conqueror's starship here. This time I'm going to use the battery method instead of the other one. Gravity. Now, because these things can sometimes identify themselves as enemy ships, the automated turrets on a ship can take it down. So what you could do, if you wanted to, was attach Gatling guns to all 4 sides that are designed to fire at missiles. Therefore, you'd be fine. So we attach a battery to the back. Was that the mass? No, that's the battery. Battery. Artificial mass to the front. Warhead to the front of that. The warhead. Armed. The warhead. And here we go. There we go. That is a gravity shield. It completely deflected the warhead away from the from your ship. That's how an effective gravity shield would work. This damage is far better than being hit by a warhead. So I'm going to show you what happens when you get hit by a warhead. So to do that, I'll have to do this kind of thing. Instead of artificial mass, I'm just going to put the warhead there. And instead of a... instead of gravity. So pretend this is a gravity thruster, gravity ram. It's not. Pretend it is. So we want to arm the warhead. Again. Warhead is armed. Then we get an ion thruster. So pretend this is a gravity thrust, a gravity thing, a gravity ram, and pretend that the ship doesn't have a gravity shield. This is the kind of thing you'd have to deal with on a normal basis. Does this not have it? No, okay. This is what you would end up with. And that is a lot worse than that little speck of damage that was done. So what got done in? So a bunch of the conveyor systems were done. Most of this side's thrusters are done. So you've lost a lot of stop thrusting. Parts of the cockpit are now exposed, so you've lost oxygen in most of the ship, unless you're able to close off the bulkhead and run to a secondary... unless you're able to close off this bulkhead and run to a secondary flight station, you've basically lost the bridge. Yeah, this is not good. This is not the goodest event that could have happened. Had you had a gravity shield. Now, shields exist because of mods. I don't know how these work, but we've got to try them. So let's get back inside. And I Star Trekked my way into a shield generator. Let's attach that. Do I need to attach the capacitor and the flux coil is the question. Probably. So let's do that. And shield flux coil. I don't know what that is, but let's do it. It probably does something important. So they're on. I don't know. Again, I don't know what it does, but let's have a look. Let's have a look at what they do. I need to change the title of the ship because we're not getting to the thing, are we? Shield. Shield capacitor. Flux coil. Generator. Upgrade slots. Okay, I think the shield is active. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Let's do a normal battering ram. So a non-gravity battering ram. Oh no, wait, guns. Gun. Alright. We're gonna build a Stefurnacy device. Let's see what happens. What is a Stefurnacy device? Oh, you guys are in for a treat. I do love me some Stefurnacy. The Stefurnacy device is a long-range missile targeting system that I can use to kill people with. So, if I do this, I go missiles, I can go to control. I don't think the shields are working. I don't think the shield system is working. What do you guys think? You guys think it was working? I don't think it's working, mate. Let's see. What are you? Ah. Ah. That's how they attach. Oh, I didn't add the emitter. I didn't add the emitter, guys! Ah, sneezies. Okay. Is the shielding alive? With the sound of music, maybe? I don't know. We don't know. We're testing mods at this point. See how they work. Shield generator. Effectivity. So it's on, off, on. So the shield's active. Do I need more? Character weapons. Let's grab a gun. Oh, it's working! They just suck at missiles. I see. So they just really suck at missiles. Okay, so what about a Gatling turret? A Gatling Stefanisi. Oh. You need more than one. Okay. Large shield generator. Ah. Now we got three shield generators. Let's see what happens, gamers. See what happens to the big boy. Oh, yeah. Definitely need more than one shield generator. Like, a lot more than one. Jesus Christ, that's horrible. These things either eat up power faster than anything, or they just suck. Shield capacitor, shield flux coil. Let's add, I don't know what a flux coil does, but the capacitor seems like just a power thing, so let's add 4 of those, and 4 of these. Where's the, there it is. Okay, so I want to see what happens. Okay. Okay, so they do work. And they do work quite well. What happens if I set up a controlled explosion, a warhead, real close? Not on, but very close to the ship. 10-second countdown. Start. Let's go. Oh! Oh shit! Okay, so that was damaging. But the ship survived. It survived. It definitely survived better than if I, you know, didn't have the shield generators. Anyway, we need to get rid of this wreckage. So we're going to do the same thing that me and Kane always do when we need to get rid of wreckages. And, jump it to the ends of the universe. And... HMAS Vulcan. Turn you off. No. Did it not? Chip? Did you... Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we'll do the second thing that we do when we want to get rid of a ship. And, Goodbye, sweet douchebag. Let a flight of blue-eyes white dragons sing thy to thy grave. Okay, so we got rid of that. I'm really curious as to how the shield generators hold up now. So, you know what? I'm changing the stream. It's not building a capital ship tutorial anymore. It is... testing the power of mods and shields. I'm changing it. We're testing the power of mods and shields. So, I'm going to make a setup of different configurations of armors, weapons, and shields and see what happens. This is something that that is to say, me and Kane did when we were building our capital ships. So, this capital ship here uses a weave of heavy and light armor plating, which grants you the best armor to weight ratio. So, the highest amount of armor with the least amount of weight. But we need to do some testing. We need to do some severe testing now, because I've discovered something beautiful. So we're going to do a 5x5 cube of Happy Boy. Of happiness. Okay? That is a 5x5 cube of light armor. Okay? And I'm going to put it at 3 layers thick. Okay? It's going to be 3 layers thick. That is a block of armor. Now. This is where the fun begins. There is a thing called return to static. What that does is, there are 2 different types of things in Space Engineers. You have static objects, and you have stations and ships. Ships are non-static, while stations are static. That means if you punch them, they won't move. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn each of these grids into static objects. That means no matter what happens, they will not move from their position. Secondly, each one of these will be equipped with something valuable. Something you would not want destroyed by an enemy combatant. For example, let's put, what? Decorative block. Let's put, you know what? A hydrogen tank. A filled hydrogen tank is going to be on the back, in a plus sign of every one of these blocks. Filled hydrogen tank. Right? Right. And what else was I going to do? Yeah, that's it. So, we're going to have multiples of these blocks here that are all going to be existing. And the goal is to see whether having a shield is good or not. Where each one is going to be equipped with a single battery. One singular battery is all it's going to have. Actually, you know what? It's going to have 4. For fairness. Actually, that's better. Instead of these hydrogen generators, we're going to have 4 batteries. Right? 4 batteries that are being powered by 4 reactors. And now I need to connect them like that, so that way they don't fly away. Okay? They're going to be built like this, each one of them. And we have to see whether or not what armament is good and what armament sucks balls. So we're going to start off with a light armor, no weave, 3 block thick, and a Gatling turret. That's going to be our control. Now, up, down, left, right, forward, back. Okay. Fairly simple setup. The Gatling turret is going to open fire until the stuff behind it gets broken. You don't want it to be broken. At all. I'm going to put a warhead to let us know when it's broken as well. Armed warhead. If it gets shot, it will explode. That'll represent, you know, your ship or you. Gatling turret. Control. Okay. I see a bit of green. We are reloading. I do see a bit of green though. That's 2 reloads. Just need to reposition it. Okay, there we go. So 3 reloads. I mean, it's light armor. It wasn't gonna really match up very good at all. So we're gonna be doing now light armor. Yeah, light armor again. This time with a light armor battering ram. It's going to be a standard battering ram. I feel like this needs to be moved back a bit. It needs to get up to speed, you know? So it's going to be a standard battering ram. I'm going to add a artificial mass block to act as the actual iron tip. Basic and simple. We're going to be gauging on whether or not the armament is better against weapons or your standard, non-standard kind of armor. For this test, it'll just be a single For this test, it will be a battery with a warhead on the back. If at any time the warhead jiggles or, you know, goes kablow, the armor sucks. And here we go. Oh. Yeah, no, that sucks. That really sucks. That is horrible. What? That was horrible. That did not work as armor in the slightest. Now, we're going to try the same thing, except with heavy armor. It's going to be 5x5. 5x5 armor block, 3 thick, heavy armor, battering ram. We're not even going to try the Gatling gun. The Gatling gun was your control point, okay? For this one, we're going to try 3 things. We're going to attempt a light armor battering ram, a heavy armor battering ram, and a gravity ram. So it's going to give us 3 different kinds of very violent, absolutely hilarious, good fun time explosions. That was the wrong thing. God damn it. You suck. You suck. Wait, does this? No, it doesn't. Okay, I need reactor. 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 That one. Okay. This is a test for light armor battering ram into heavy armor block. I forgot to put the warhead on the back of the block. Can someone call me an idiot in the chat? There we go. That's like that. That goes yoinkus. That goes boinkus. And we're going gamer. Light armor battering ram in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, that one was different. That one was very much different. The light armor battering ram worked quite well as a thing. I need to destroy this now, don't I? It worked quite well as a battering ram, but the armor block was able to stop it 1 block through. So, what does that tell you? If you have a ship with 3 layers of heavy external armor, you're gonna be fine, kid. Well, no, you're not gonna be fine. You're gonna have a massive hole where your armor was, but you're able to survive you're able to survive it, which is interesting. So, the next thing is going to be a heavy armor battering ram into heavy armor block with a warhead on the back and happiness in his soul. Another thing I should probably do is convert it to station, that way it stops jiggling around. I'm all ahead. Okay, so this time, heavy armor battering ram. Okay, there we go. Heavy armor battering ram into a heavy armor 3-meter thick block of doom. No warhead attached. It's an ion thruster. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the heavy armor survived, but what has that done? It has forced an indent into the armor that is, unless I'm about to overspeak, it is functionally stable. So what that means is, this is perfectly indented into the armor block. Now imagine if this was an entire ship, right? Your armor, your steering just got a tad bit more difficult. If I throw this back into ship mode, okay, that right there is an improvement to what it once was. The heavy armor block did a lot more damage in a functional manner. That is to say that although it didn't do a lot of damage, it did what? One layer worth of damage into the into the armor. It did 1 layer of damage into the armor, but, and this is the most important part, it's still functional. And not only is it still functional though, the armor itself, the ship is going to have a hard time piloting now. Because it's got an a battering ram stuck into its side. So, I rate the heavy armor block a whopping 2 out of 10, because it still sucks balls. So, but it only sucks balls against a heavy armor battering ram. So, this next test is same thing against a battering ram. Sorry, against a not just a normal battering ram, it is against a gravity lance, we'll call it. But this one is going to be... I think this is what's going to kill the armor. This one's the one that's going to kill it, I think. Okay, so that first, that needs to be turned off. Then on the back of that is a gravity generator. And on the front of the thing is a artificial armor block. Okay, so this one is artificial armor, no warhead, gravity lance. Now, functionally, gravity generator should be able to get into power, get up to speed faster. That's the idea. See. Okay, that one was much more of a significant explosion there. So, let me just get rid of the debris. We have a look. A far larger surface area was taken out by the gravity lance. So it definitely got up to speed faster. A hell of a lot faster. So it's definitely much more functional as a ram, a gravity lance. Instead of using thrusters, this was definitely, it successfully destroyed 2 layers of armor and mangled the 3rd layer. So this is the first attack run that successfully got into all 3 layers. So it was definitely a lot better. Much more damaging compared to the other 2 lances. Now, the other 2 battering rams. Now, the last one we're going to try before we go into the main event of the mods is a warhead-equipped gravity lance. So, 5 blocks, artificial mass at the front. Warhead also at the front, that is primed. Reactor, that is turned off. And a gravity generator. I feel like this one's definitely going to be a lot harder hitting. Like, significantly harder. It's going to be the chunkiest of chunk, for sure. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay. That hit, and that hit hard. And by the sounds of it, yes, the detonation also detonated the warhead behind it. So what are we looking at as far as damage goes? Okay, so we're looking at 2 layers of penetration, 1 layer of mangle. So still a fairly decent amount of damage here was done. We need to wipe this out now, because it's time for the mod event. That is to say, we're going to be using the shield generator from the mod. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to bother going with light armor, because I know it's going to be useless. So we're going to go with 3 layers of heavy armor. Three layers of heavy armor. And on the back, we're going to incrementally increase the shield. So we're going to start off with a small shield gen. Just a small. And a single battery. We'll see what happens. So, we're going to start off by firing at it. See how long it lasts. Okay, it didn't. It didn't last at all. We've got damage, we've got penetration. The shield generator did nothing. What does that say? Well, clearly it needs more power. So let's provide more power, shall we? I'm gonna add 4 of these. I will act as the shield. Shield is at 100% output. Okay, I don't know if you guys could see it, but the shield did flash. You see that? It did indeed flash. But it flashed once. It flashed a single time before the shield came down. I need to change the look of this. Let's turn it into a nice blue color. See? No, it's not G. It's P? No. Shift P. No. Control P? Control Shift GP. Something. I can't remember. No, that's not it. Control Shift. I need to check. Space Engineers. Change lock. Middle mouse button. Okay. There we go. We should be able to see the shield flickering better. Yeah, a bit better. You can see the shield is flickering as I fire, but sustained fire causes the shield to run out very, very quickly. So we can easily, and that is to say without recompense, assume that a Type 1 shield won't do bupkis. So let's add some upgrades. So we got capacitor. I don't know what this does, but let's see. Add 2 capacitors. I don't know if that's power capacitor or shield capacity, but we'll see. Okay, might be shield capacity, because that added a couple more shots before it fell. I'm going to add 2 more. 2 more shield, 2 more capacitors. And this flux coil. Okay. That is a fully upgraded shield. Level 1 shield. It took a minute, but the shield fell. So, the level 1 shield is useless. But let's just completely destroy its existence. And move on to the level 2 shield. Large shield gen. This thing's gonna need more power. Okay, large shield generator. Oh, I'm reloading. It took a hot minute, but yeah, the shield is down again. I'm just going to throw all of the upgrades on it now. So, shield capacitor, shield flux coil. Let's go gamers. Let's go gamers! Okay, that is a fully upgraded shield capacitor, a shield generator. Let's see what happens, shall we, gamers? It took a full clip. Go again. That shield is not coming down. I don't even know what kind of sustained fire I'll have to do to knock it down, but it ain't coming down. So, let's repair the front face. We didn't even get to the second layer of skin. That shield works. Damn good shield. Okay. No. Let's try, What do you think? I think I might try a full-powered battering ram. Heavy armor. Heavy armor. Artificial mass. Gravity generator. Wait, reactor that's turned off. Gravity generator. and a warhead on the front, armed to blow in their face. Let's see what my second most powerful battering ram... Oh yes, because I have one that's a little bit more powerful. Let's see what my second most powerful battering ram can do against a single module shield enhanced block of armor. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a single scratch. It completely knocked out the war. It took the entire force of the warhead, the whole force of gravity, and it stayed fine. That is the shit. I'm now going to add a screen to the front here. You can program these screens to show whatever you want. I want it to show... I want it to see... That shows me energy and hydrogen. Okay, no. So scripts, energy and hydrogen. Give me gravity? Artificial gravity, zero velocity. Okay. No, energy and hydrogen. If at any point the energy goes down, it means I'm starting to waste up the thing. Okay. Now we're moving on to the most powerful battering ram that I'm capable of producing. If this doesn't break the shield, I have heavy doubts as to if anything will. It is my most powerful battering ram that I've ever made in Space Engineers. So it's strong. It's very, very strong. Kane hates it. It is of a claw design. What it does is... it is designed to essentially claw itself into the main... I forgot how to design it, shit. It doesn't matter. The design doesn't matter. But it's very strong. Oh wait, that's how I do it. Right. It is... that, followed by that, So the heavy armor is meant to push it, and then you... Oh, whoops. Here. You. You. Like so. Followed by 5 artificial mark. No, 4. 5 or 4? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Along with warheads on each. And then it had support brackets like so. Support brackets like that. Because of the amount of thrusters, it needs gyros to keep it stable. Okay. Then reactors are turned off, warheads are armed, and 5 gravity generators induce thrust, along with the ion thrusters. So these are set to maximum overpowered. So what this is, it is a battering ram of overpowered proportions. The first hit, so it is propulsed. Okay, it shoots forward by a combination of gravity thrust and ion thrust. So it picks up speed ridiculously fast. Impact includes 5 warheads along with the full pushing power of 5x gravity. 5 times human gravity. Okay, this thing will, if the shield holds, I'm going to be very impressed. If it doesn't, then it knows I'm better than Star Trek. There are 2 points of failure in this whole rig, but who cares? Oh my god. That shit is so good. Like, holy shit. Okay, we need to start looking at modded weapons at this point, because that's ridiculous. That is overtly ridiculous. Battle cannon. Here we go. A battle cannon. We're gonna try this. Okay. Here we go, gamers. Shoot on off. Is that lined up? Alright, a little bit lower. And it should be firing. It's not firing. Can I control it? Maybe I'm not using it right. Doesn't matter. We need to find, like, this is ridiculous. Guys, this is overtly ridiculous. Like, holy crap. We need to find weapons, explosive, kaboom booms, bam bams, kablam blams. Azimuth complete mod. Okay. Gun. Gatling gun, short barrel. This'll work. Is it lined up? No, you can go build it to the left. Not lined up? Yes. Azimuth Gatling gun. Oh. Nothing! Nothing! That is impressive. That is very, very impressive. But we need to have a satisfying conclusion. It's time to build. Oh. This is gonna be just a tad overdone, but field's down to 14%. And it's gone. That is very impressive. I am impressed. I am overtly impressed. It took 10 modded Gatling guns to breach the shield, and even then it took some time. It took a time. That is very impressive. It just goes to show the power that mods can add to a video game. Look, it's back up to 100% already. Ah. I am incredibly, indubitably impressed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end the stream here. That was a very satisfying conclusion, I think. We didn't build a ship, but we did blow up some shit. Like and subscribe if you want to see more great content. Next stream will be Skyrim. That's made a comeback, so be sure to check that out. You guys want tutorials, not like, you know, me trying to blow shit up with Gatling guns. If you guys want tutorials for any kind of Space Engineers stuff, I can make videos on them. I don't mind. I love this game. It's a fun game. But yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you like, and I shall see you all in the next video. Good night, everybody.